Energy Mine is actually surprisingly really useful inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies, and it just becomes that much better with its augments. So in today's video, I want to talk about all of the major and minor augments, as this is, in my opinion, kind of long overdue for the channel. I've basically made a review on most of the things inside of the game, but for some odd reason I just skipped over most of the field upgrades and like one of the ammo mods. So that's why we're going to be hopping into the Energy Mine one. If you're wondering how to level up your augments fast inside of the game, and for some odd reason you still need to do Energy Mine, just hop into the directed mode on Liberty Falls and go up to round 15 and go over to the high rounding strategy in the bowling alleyway and just sit there with your jet gun while you have like double XP activated, unless it's a double XP weekend, and you should level these bad boys up pretty fast. So the first augment that we're going to be looking at is the major side of things, or well, the major augment. And one thing I want to quickly point out is one very interesting thing with the augments on the major side of this field upgrade is they kind of all change up the way Energy Mine works. Normally, Energy Mine, as it's described, says it creates a mine of pure energy that detonates 3 times, dealing lethal damage. And with these basic major augments, they're very different in the way that they change up this detonator that erupts 3 times. So for our first major augment, we have Scatter. The Energy Mine will split into 3 mines that scatter and detonate 1 time each. And honestly, it does that. It shoots out basically those 3 mines on the energy that you shoot out of the Energy Mine field upgrade. And then the little eruptions actually do some damage, but it gets kind of complicated because is it really more useful than using the 3 detonations that Energy Mine has by default? I did test this out, obviously, on pretty high rounds overall this field upgrade altogether, because I just was lucky enough to get up to really high rounds, and I was like, I might as well test it out. And it does deal infinite damage. You will not be running into it, you know, not dealing damage. But I don't know if Scatter is really that good of a major augment. It can be useful if the little mines don't go off and then you stumble upon it after some time and it erupts on its own. But apart from that, I don't really see any use in it, because the normal basic default version of it feels like it's more effective than this, especially since some of the minor augments can improve upon it. The second major augment that we have is where stuff gets very interesting, and I think it becomes one of the more like fun and more useful field upgrades to use inside of the game, and that is turret. Instead of detonating, Energy Mine becomes a turret that shoots targets 1 at a time. And honestly, I didn't really think that this is going to be as good as it is, because when you detonate it, this little turret, or whatever you want to call it, sticks around for quite some time. It really did surprise me how long it stays, and it kills zombies. It doesn't damage them. Doesn't matter what round you're on, it will be killing them. Now, will it be killing a lot of them? Not really. It will be shooting 1 at a time. After every shot, it'll shoot just another one. But the fact that you can get a free sentry turret, or just something that will help you out in a scenario of training zombies like I do on Citadel the More inside of Spawn, this became such a fun and interesting experience that I'm really disappointed. Almost 2 months after the game has launched, I'm only now discovering that this specific augment does this. And will I find myself using this more in the future? Probably. This will probably be the major augment I will personally be using, just because the turret feature not only stays there for such a long time, but it's actually relatively useful, and it'll probably become more and more useful the earlier rounds that you're in. But will it become, you know, effective on high rounds? Probably not. I still think that the basic Energy Mine default version will help you out in more situations, as I feel like this field upgrade is really useful if you ever get cornered in any scenarios. But I really do enjoy that this specific augment changes it up so much that it's just making the field upgrade more fun than actually like even more effective, which sometimes I will take, because sometimes when augments do something that just is so like bizarre and different, it makes it more fun in my opinion. And now on to the last major augment, we have Carousel. 3 energy mines will float around you, detonating when an enemy is nearby. And this, I think, is the weakest version of this specific field upgrade augment, just because it's really kind of useless. Like, anytime a zombie runs up to you, it'll detonate. So if you start a round and activate it, 1 zombie will run up to you, hit you, and that energy mine little thing is gone. So then you're moved on to only 2. And if more zombies come up, like 1 or 2, it's gone. It's just as easy as that. Again, comparing this to the default version of the field upgrade, where it shoots out that energy mine and it like erupts those 3 times and takes out multiple zombies. Do not use carousel. It's just not good in any kind of way. And if you want, definitely use turret, but if you want maybe a slight bit more damage, scatter. But if you want the pure best version of this field upgrade, don't use any major augments. I think this is the first time out of all of the reviews that I've done, I don't think I've ever specifically said don't use an augment. Always I would be like, yeah, just use this one or that one. In this scenario, the normal energy mine version is good. And if you're wondering how to take it off, all you have to do is simply go over to that specific augment that you have on and just press on it, and it'll empty it out basically, and then you won't have anything, because these change it up so much that you're just better off using the better version, which is the normal version. But now moving quickly over to the minor augments, we're gonna absolutely fly through these. Frequency boost, increased detonation count, and duration of energy mine. If my calculations are correct, it does only increase it by 1 more detonation if you're using the normal default version of the field upgrade. And by the duration, they mean that yes, if you combine it with turret, it will last longer. And I guess like the other ones don't really apply because carousel and stuff like that, like it's still bad no matter what. Moving over to our second minor augment, increase max charge by 1. Personally, I would almost say that this one is like your best option to use. As cool as frequency boost might seem, extra charge feels like it's the better version of frequency boost, just because frequency boost will be increasing it by like 1 or 2 more eruptions, whereas extra charge will be almost increasing that up to a whole 6, because if you have 1 that you throw, it'll erupt 3 times or whatever you decide to use. Like you could have 2 turrets as well, and then again if you have another one, it will erupt 3 times or another turret, and then either it's 2 turrets or 6 eruptions quickly simultaneously back to back, which I think is far better than frequency boost. But we still have 1 more minor augment, and that is Siren. Energy mine now attracts nearby normal enemies for a short time, and emphasis on the short time. It's really short. I did test this out on the turret because I was really curious if zombies will be more distracted towards it and then I'll start shooting them more. Yes, but it's such a short time that it just wasn't good. Honestly, the best thing to use here is extra charge, but combining just maybe Siren without any major augments could be effective. But extra charge and no major augments is the best way to do it. Unless you're looking for fun, then turret is definitely the most like unique major augment on a field upgrade that I know of right now. Anyway, that's it for the video. Again, this is long overdue. I still have yet to review on the ammo mod side of things, cryo freeze, but on top of that, dark flare, healing aura, and lastly ether shroud. So I will be making those over the next few days. Main reason is because I want to do an overall best field upgrade video like I did recently with my ammo mods. I know I did include cryo freeze in that, which might have been unfair because I probably should have fully tested that out. So if you have seen that video, my apologies. I still stand by it being the weakest ammo mod, spoiler alert. Still, I will probably be covering that in a future video. So if you did enjoy, definitely be sure to subscribe. Be sure to drop a like on the video, as that does really help out. Oh my lord, this is a long video, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.